Hi everyone, I'm Ara Ogorian with ACap Advisors and Accountants, and welcome to another edition of the ACap Recap, where we go behind the blog and answer some of your pressing questions. And today we're going to talk about the home office deduction. What is it? Do you qualify? And how do you take that deduction? But before we begin, remember to subscribe, like, and share our channel. And if there's a question that we haven't answered, please let us know and we'll make sure to address it. Chances are you're working from home part-time or full-time because of COVID, and you're wondering whether or not you can qualify to take the home office deduction in 2020. You're also wondering, if you do qualify, how much you can deduct and what expenses are deductible. So in this video, we're going to first talk about, did the home office deduction go away in 2018 with the new tax law changes that went into effect? Then we're going to talk about who qualifies for the home office deduction, what expenses are deductible, and then lastly, we're going to talk about the two methods you can use to calculate the home office deduction. There are a lot of false information and confusing articles about the home office deduction and whether or not it was eliminated in the 2018 tax changes. The answer is it did not go away, but the ability to deduct what are called unreimbursed business expenses did go away in 2018, which is a totally different deduction. In the past, if you were an employee and you had unreimbursed business expenses, so for example, if you had to buy your own computer or if you had to take a business trip but your employer didn't reimburse you for it, you could deduct those expenses on your tax return. However, the threshold to be able to deduct that was so high that you had to have a really large amount of unreimbursed business expenses to be able to even qualify for that. So it had to be at least 2% or greater of your AGI to be able to deduct that deduction. But the bottom line is the home office deduction, which again is very different, did not go away. So who qualifies for the deduction? The shorter answer is not everyone. W-2 employees do not qualify even if their employer does not reimburse them for business expenses. So what is a W-2 employee? It's someone that earns wages where their taxes are deducted automatically from their paycheck. So if you work for a company and you get a paycheck every couple of weeks or every month and the taxes are deducted from your paycheck, that's considered a W-2 employee and you do not qualify for the home office deduction. To qualify, you have to be self-employed. That means you have to either own your own business, you have to earn 1099 income, which is consulting or contractor income. You have to be a partner in a partnership. Basically, you have to be self-employed to qualify and take the home office deduction. Okay, let's assume that you do qualify for the deduction. What expenses can you deduct on your taxes? You can deduct your mortgage interest, you can deduct your rent, if you don't own property taxes, you can deduct homeowners insurance or renter's insurance, you can deduct utilities, any repairs, and you can deduct depreciation if you own your home. Now the depreciation part is very tricky because without getting too much into the details, if you do depreciate your property on the home office deduction and later on you sell your property, any depreciation that you've taken, you will have to pay ordinary income tax on, which is at the highest rate. So keep that in mind if you are taking the home office deduction. Pay close attention to any depreciation that you've taken. Actually, if you even don't take the depreciation and you were allowed to take it, you still have to pay ordinary income tax on depreciation that you should have taken. So again, please pay close attention to that depreciation part. There are two methods to calculate the home office deduction. The first one is the easiest. It's called the simplified method, and it's a relatively new method. With the simplified method, it's a lower deduction, but again, it's an easier way of calculating it. The calculation goes like this. So it's $5 for every square foot of your home that you use for your home office. But there's a maximum, a cap of $1,500. So you can only use 300 square feet of your home office. The other method is called the regular method, and it's been around the longest. The regular method gives you a higher deduction, but it's a more complicated calculation to be able to get to that deduction. Essentially, what you do is you take the square footage of the area that you use exclusively for your home office, you divide that by your total square footage of your home, and that gives you a percentage. Then you take that percentage and you multiply it by all the expenses that you have that I mentioned earlier that are deductible, such as your mortgage, your property taxes, your rent, your insurance, all those things. You multiply it by that percentage allocation, and the sum of all those expenses comes out to the total deduction you can take for the regular method. So as you can see, it's not a simple method to be able to comply or qualify for the home office deduction. The IRS has a lot of special rules on everything, and your state may not even comply to the IRS regulations. There are many, many exceptions, so it's really important to talk to a CPA about your own financial situation, your tax situation, to get quality advice on whether or not you qualify for the home office deduction. Thank you for joining us for another edition of the ACap Recap. We hope that you found that helpful. Please remember to like, share, and comment below. If there's a topic that we did not cover and you want us to address, please let us know either in the comment section below or you can send us an email. Until next time, thank you again.